שלום, תלמידים ותלמידות לעברית. אנחנו ממשיכים, we continue with the Hebrew alphabet, and today 3 more letters. And those are the letters that are found in 3 answers to the very common question, מה שלומך? How are you? מה שלומך? או מה שלומך in the feminine. We're looking at the answer. Okay, so מה שלומך? שלומי טוב, טוב, כן? שלומי טוב, טוב, good, טוב. We have also טוב מאוד, very good. Okay? Or, מה שלומך? הכל בסדר, הכל בסדר. Everything is okay, הכל בסדר. ומה שלומך? If it's very, very good, כן, אז מצויין, מצוין, excellent. So as always, we will look closely at each of the letters, and we have 3 of them, the samech, the tet, and the tzadik. Let's see. So starting with the samech, very easy, just a simple elliptic circle, similar to an O. Same in print and script, a circle. So this is very easy. Let's try to read together. Okay? מה שלומך? מה שלומך? הכל בסדר. Okay? S, simple S. Okay? You can see again. And this is the samech. הכל בסדר. Right. Moving on to the tet. Okay? מה שלומך? שלומי טוב. טוב. The tet. This is the print. Script is a little different. And it goes kind of like an open number of 6 maybe, going up above the upper line. So let's see again. So the tet and the samech, fairly easy letters. The only thing is we have to remember that we have letters that sound exactly the same but look differently. And that is a cause of a lot of spelling mistakes, which we don't worry about so much at this point, but we just want to notice. Yeah, so we have the samech and the sin. Remember the shin with a dot on the top left that sound like an S, but in writing, sometimes we have a samech and sometimes we have a sin, and we don't have a way of knowing which is which just from listening, just from hearing. We have to kind of remember the spelling of things, and that's something we acquire with time. The same goes for the tet and the taf. And again, here in the original Hebrew, the tet was more deeper in the throat, like ta, more like the ta in Arabic. But in modern Hebrew, we pronounce them exactly the same. And still in writing, sometimes it's a tet, sometimes it's a taf. We don't have a way of knowing just by listening, but we get used to learning the right spelling of words. And again, not to worry about it so much at this point. Okay, and the last letter that we've learned is a tzadik. Tzadik, it sounds like a T and an S just after it, so it's not a sound that we have in English, but just practice saying it. Tza. As מה שלומך? מה שלומך? שלומי מצוין, מצוין, okay? Excellent. So let's look at the tzaddik. This is the print, as you see, and the skirt is different. Yeah. Like a big three number of sorts. Let's look again. That's the sa, and sa, si, to, se, si. Okay. And the tzaddik has a final tzaddik, and this is our, I think it's the last final letter that we'll learn. I think we have it all now, and that's the tzaddik. And you can see this is the print, like a little tree maybe, and the script. And once again, a little bit similar to the fey, the final fey, we start with the shape of a lamed. So this little bubble and going up in the candy can, right? And now, instead of stopping here, we just continue a little bit more, and then we do this little kind of another bubble. So yes, so practice it. It looks a little bit complicated, but I think it's kind of fun. Up, yeah, so try to kind of write it a few times. Again, you start with the middle, going up, and this kind of like trio in the end, which I think make it fun. Okay, so this is our final tzaddik. Let's look at two examples of tzaddik in two words that we may encounter soon. So the first one is kibbutz. So maybe you've heard about the kibbutzim, those cooperative little villages in Israel. I'm sorry. Yeah, so here you have one letter that you don't know. Will be in our last video, next video. It's a ki, it's a kuf. Kibbutz. So the kibbutz ends with the final tzaddik. And also, you remember we said that the final tzaddik looks a little bit like a tree, and maybe because of that, also we have the word etz for a tree. Okay, it's ending with the final tzaddik. So moving on, let's do a little bit of reading. I'll try to kind of read with me. Just it's the same, basically fairly the same vocab that we already used as מה שלומך, שלומי, טוב. מה שלומך, שלומי, טוב מאוד. מה שלמה? How is he? שלמה מצוין. מה שלום דנה? How is דנה? הכל בסדר, הכל בסדר. מה שלומך? שלומי רע, רע, לא טוב, רע, כן? bad. כן? אפשר גם, we can also say לא טוב, כן? או ככה ככה, ככה ככה. So if you go to the actual slides and download them as PowerPoint slides, you can actually practice with recording, reading these little phrases, and then practicing recognizing the letter, as well as this important vocabulary that helps us say, how are we when we meet. Okay, so as always, let's also try to write. So we'll write the word tov. Tov. Okay, let's take our pen. and write it. Okay, so we start with the tet. We start here, going down, circle and going up. I don't know, like kind of a hanging thing. Okay, so this is the toe and the vav, the vertical line, and ending with the vet. Remember the vet, which looks like a little bit this. Okay, toe. All right. And now let's write the word בסדר, בסדר, okay or fine, a very, very common word in modern Israeli Hebrew. Now we start with a bet. Two curved lines, and then let's make the samech, just basically a circle, very easy. And the daled, remember, like a little three with a bubble in the middle and kind of a relatively straight. That's how I differentiate the tzaddik that is bigger and has like two semicircles. And the daled is a little bit similar in shape, but smaller. And the בסדר, okay, this is our resh, בסדר. Okay, and finally, let's write מצוין, excellent. Okay, so we start with a mem that looks like an N. And then let's do the regular tzaddik. Yeah, remember? Oh, sorry. Yeah, like something like that, like a big three. And a vav for the U sound, metzu, and a yud, short vertical line, and then a nun, long vertical line. And this is our מצוין, מצוין. Okay, and now let's just write the final tzaddik just for fun. So as start in the middle, go down for a bubble, like a little tear, up like you're making a lamed, and trill. That's the final tzaddik. Okay, and once again, start in the middle, little drop, and became and trip, something like that. Okay, all right. And stop sharing. Thank you. תודה. שלום ולהתראות.